Premier League may be the most competitive league in the world. Unlike Europe's other top leagues, there is not a team winning 90+% of the time. The closest team to such dominance is Manchester City, who have either won or been runners-up 7 times in the past 10 seasons. After the dominance of Liverpool last season, City is back leading the way in the EPL. For most football fans, the question begs, can City keep up the pace and win their 5th Premier League title? Before we get into the details we have drawn up, please do not forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications, as it will help our channel grow. Let's get into it. As we mentioned, today's big question is, can Manchester City keep their current momentum going and eventually clinch the 2021 Premier League trophy? Well, if their current form is anything to go by, you would imagine they surely can, right? Thankfully, football is not that easy to predict, and that is why we bring our 2 cents to the table. Today we'll take you through some interesting talking points and statistics, which will give us all a more detailed picture as to where Pep Guardiola and his Sky Blue Army could find themselves at the end of the campaign. One of the major reasons as to why it almost seems like a no-brainer that it's City's title to lose is their extraordinary squad depth. Pep Guardiola pretty much has 2 world-class squads to rotate between. The likes of Walker, Cancelo, Mendy and Zinchenko as fullback options shows just how good a crop of players he has. This squad depth is a more crucial demand this season than arguably ever before, to avoid injuries and losses to the unique fixture congestion brought about by the current climate we're living in. The fact that superstars like Kyle Walker, Ferran Torres, Riyad Mahrez and Aymeric Laporte are struggling to get game time in the Premier League tells you everything about the healthy competition on this side. Moving forward, we can also consider that Manchester City has bagged 6 wins in the last 6 games. Fascinatingly, they have done so in the absence of Kevin De Bruyne, their creator-in-chief, and without the services of their front-runners Sergio Aguero, who has been injured for a year, and Gabriel Jesus, who has missed 12 games courtesy of injuries and testing positive for the virus. One can only wonder how well they could do now that Sergio is nearing full match fitness, De Bruyne is back in full training and Jesus has recovered and is now featuring in games. Momentum is everything in football. We can also consider the fact that a bunch of individuals in the City side are enjoying the form of their life. Gundogan, Dias and Stones are all players who are arguably playing the best football of their careers. 11 of Gundogan's total of 26 goals for City have come in his 18 appearances this season. He has been the man of the match in the last 4 consecutive games, 2 of which were against Spurs and Liverpool. In his 20 appearances this season, Dias holds 12 clean sheets. His partner in defense, John Stones, has managed 11 in 14, and the pair have conceded only 11 goals so far in the entire campaign. Not to mention Phil Foden. The young Englishman has really established himself as a regular and has been in the thick of every good thing that has happened at City. With such a positive aura around the club, a question begs to be asked, is it all rainbows and sunshine? Is it sustainable up until the 38th game week? Certainly there must be some sorts of loopholes, right? Well, here they are. One thing evident right from the off about this league campaign is the staggering number of injuries. Just look at the crisis at Liverpool and how it has affected their season, and it tells you any club could be next. In fact, City's main man Gundogan had to be taken off because of a groin problem and was recently unavailable for the clash against Everton. Could another couple of injuries mean their campaign starts to meet its demise? With the number of muscular injuries increasing, added fixture congestion with the UEFA Champions League knockout games coming up does not help. It adds extra weight on Pep's shoulders, as there seems to be a common understanding that he has underperformed with Manchester City in Europe. Another lackluster Champions League campaign might raise some red flags with the owners of the club. Another pattern that has been noticed of most top-flight clubs this season is the highs and lows they have experienced. Because of the new pandemic schedule, it was inevitable that no team could remain unscathed. There could possibly not have been a repeat of the record-breaking 100-point season or the 2019-2020 season. Circumstances do not allow for that to happen, physically or psychologically. It's more about minimizing the time span of the lows and prolonging the highs. The City experienced its low right at the onset. Who is to say that cycle will not repeat itself towards the latter part of the season? This season has seen Arsenal struggle to fight their way clear off the relegation zone at one point, whereas Spurs were considered one of the favorites to win it. Now, only a few points separate the two. Every club's fortune seems to be changing rapidly. VAR has arguably added to the flip side of this game of fine margins. So, had it been a regular season like the ones before the pandemic, a 7-point lead with a game in hand as City have currently may have been more comforting than it is in this volatile season. Upcoming games against West Ham, Man United and Southampton are not easy by any means. Any points dropped in those, coupled with some good performances by Manchester United, might just tip the scales in favor of the red half of the city. I think for now it's safe to say the odds are in Pep Guardiola's favor. The man has a unique way of working out a solution where there seems to be none. His team are seated at the top of the league, having played most of the season without a striker. His defense looks solid, as does his position at the club. But given the unique nature of the league in these unprecedented times, a twist might just be in store for us. There you have it, guys. Do you think Pep and his army can finish off strong? Or do you think Man United can spoil the party? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section down below.